I think I've spoken about this before, but I hired a PA and I fired her in 3 weeks because she came to me one Friday night or one Friday day saying, hey, I just wanted to have a chat with you, to the role, I want to work from home a couple of days a week or 1 day a week. And, I clearly said that this is not a work from home role. I need you here. I need you working. I need you committed. And then a few other things that she wanted that I never agreed to, that I never did, that I specifically said, this is what the job entails. And she's like, oh, it's not what I wanted to do. Can you change it up? Can I do this? Can I do that? And then she told me that on Friday. I said, look, again, trying to take responsibility. I said, let me think about it. Let me see if that's within my power to do. I mean, everything's within my power, but if that's within the realm of me gifting you or giving you and it doesn't affect performance, ability, what I'm after in the role, I'll make it happen. I went home that night. I thought about it that night. I thought about it in the morning, and at 10 a.m. the next day, she didn't have a job. I said, don't come to work on Monday. Thanks for your help. 3 weeks in, 3.5 weeks in. But then I hired someone else and they were perfect for the role. Superstar in the role. So for me, I look at that and go, well, it was a blessing in disguise, but it shows I could have very easily said, oh, fucking, I need someone to do this. Okay, just stay. I'll get you 1 day a week at home. You can do this, and so on and so forth. But no, I didn't accept that standard. I didn't want that in the business. And as a result, I was happy to let them go. Now, they kicked up a little fuss as well. Oh, I want this. You can't, you need to give me a week's notice, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, cool. You will be entitled to everything in the contract. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's it. And then moved on. And I don't know if I finished my story before, but I had a few people, I've had mentees in the past come and speak to me and go, oh, this person's giving me grief. I'm like, fire them. I had this one guy and he's like, oh, this guy's this, he's this. He goes, I think he might be stealing, I can't prove it, but it's like obvious. He was the only one there and now those items are no longer there.
Why can't
And all these things, he just couldn't couldn't catch him red-handed, no cameras, nothing. It was kind of just an obvious thing. From what he told me, I go, yeah, look, it sounds like he has. You can't prove it, but it sounds like he has. He was saying how
I feel like I've worked in a workplace where they've set up someone to steal,
yeah.
And that person's taking the bait.
That's entrapment, isn't it? Is that illegal? Is entrapment illegal? Does anyone know? And when I say anyone, Iggy, is entrapment illegal?
When I say set them up, what I mean is put them in a position where they knew they were going to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
And caught them.
Yeah. It's like the people that put, they steal the lunch out of the fridge, they eat other people's lunch, and then someone puts a laxative in the food to catch the person that ate it. They just send an email out to the person that ate my lunch today, just so you know you'll be on the toilet for the next hour and a half.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. All the best.
I've never had any issues like that.
No, never. I think it's very weird if you're eating someone else's lunch.
It's very weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be good food. Who knows?
Make your own good food.
Who knows? Crazy people out there.
Back to what you're saying.
Back to what I was saying. And this guy just needed to go. And I was like, mate, everything you've told me, I go, you need to get off this fucking phone call with me, call him up, set up a meeting tonight, bring him in and let him go. He's no good. He's no good. Just based off these things that you've told me, that's instant dismissal. Like he did some things that he was telling me. I'm like, mate, no, you shouldn't be doing that in the role. That's not the right thing by the company, and he's done the wrong thing. He's told a client to fuck off. He's done whatever it was. That's instant dismissal. If one of my employees went off at my client, I would fire them right there and then. I don't give a fuck. You want to go to Fair Work? Tell them to come here. Call them. Give them my direct number. I'll tell them to get fucked too. All right? Because if you're going to do that to my business that's detrimental to the organization, mate, you're gone. You're gone. Straight up. But anyway, he didn't call him in. He didn't fire him for another 5 months of this shit. And every mentee, every time I was talking to him, I'm like, have you fired him? No. Fired him? No.
Are they avoiding conflict? What's the...
I don't know. He needed him. Because if I get
You don't need him. You don't need anyone. You don't need anyone.
Exactly. If he goes, if I get rid of him, then who's going to run this job? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do this?
You hire someone.
Exactly. Or fucking do it yourself. Like if you have to for a few weeks, for a few months, whatever it is. Like,
they're the best. They're the best experiences when they happen.
Yes.
Because it breaks the belief.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Of the I can't, I need, and then because what ends up happening in most of those situations is they hold on to the person for too long, and then the person quits. And then
or they do, or it gets to a boiling point, and then they fire them. They do get rid of it.
But I feel like most people never pull the trigger, and the person ends up leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
They see.
they see that, that person left anyway, caused all this havoc for however long we kept them here for longer than they should have stayed.
Yep.
And, we can survive without them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, they left and the doors are still open.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, because you can.
That's right.
No. And if you've got a business that's heavily dependent on one person, you're making a mistake. It's like if your business is heavily dependent on one client. You know what I mean? You're making a mistake.
Yes.
You need to make sure that no matter anyone could drop dead tomorrow. Anyone. Mm-hmm. You as a director could drop dead. Your biggest client could drop dead. Your number one employee could drop dead. Like anything can happen. By the way, did you see that plane that flipped upside down?
I saw something today, random. And how the fuck did you go from someone? Oh, because people were dying.
Yeah,
okay.
No one died doing that, by the way. But
no,
that's where my mind went.
and it's all in America, where we're traveling in a couple of weeks' time. Fun.
All these planes.
They're all fucking in America these days. All the planes are like shitting themselves.
Yeah,
Might swim.
that's.
So entrapment is not a legal defense in Australia.
Okay.
It's not a legal defense.
Yes.
Oh, so you can't say this was entrapment.
Oh, okay.
Is that
yeah.
like? Is that right?
Yeah, so you can't say it was entrapment.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
so in rare cases,
Says
evidences obtained through entrapment can be excluded if the police officer acted illegally or improperly. That's
Yeah.
like for police officers.
Yeah, that's right.
And the only people that can actually like use entrapment is law enforcers, especially undercover operations.
Okay.
And causes a child to discuss violent extremism and terrorism or something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah. But see, here's the thing, right? You'd have to prove entrapment as well. I could just say, no. The office is under video surveillance, and I saw this person do it.
I just realized
camera
camera
was-
in my office.
There's cameras everywhere.
Does it work?
No. I mean, yes. Of course they work.
Working.
Of course they work.
I noticed it yesterday.
Yeah.
Look at that camera being here the whole time.
Yeah. So where were we with that? Yes. So he ended up firing him like 4 or 5 months later, and I had another meeting with him, and he's like, "Yeah, this." I'm like, mate, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? I go, look how, like, if you had listened to me 5 months ago, I go, you'd be feeling what you're feeling. He's like, yeah, I know, I should have done it. I shouldn't have done it. I said, well, mate, like, you don't want to listen. That's your fucking point. That's your prerogative. You do what you want. But he had to go through that. In saying that, I also had to go through that. As in, not fire someone that I knew I should have fired. It happened like 3 years ago, something like that as well. And it was similar scenario. We're like, I just need him to do this one thing. And you said it best the other day. It's like they do one really good thing, and it's like, okay, good. If you get all the shit,
he justifies.
and that's what this guy kept doing. He would do 5 shit things and then do one really good thing. I'm like, okay, fuck, you know what you're doing. He was actually a really good tradesperson. He was very knowledgeable. He was one of the most knowledgeable builders I've ever met. Like, he knew shit that people have forgotten. He just knew it. But when it came to execution, he was just so scattered with. He was a yes man. He's like, can you do this? Absolutely, I can. Can you do this? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And then he did nothing. Or he'd do 60% of everything and never finish anything. And then it ended up becoming an issue because it wasn't finished. And then he's like, I'll go do 5% here and then run back here, go do 5% there. Multitasking. Multitasking is a myth. It's bullshit. Start a thing, finish a thing. Like, I had arguments with him on site. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop it. Finish this. I don't want to know anything else except when this is done. And then when I got rid of him, which wasn't too much further past the point, that was it. I was like, okay, good. Just get someone else in to do it. Someone else knows how to fix that. He's not the only person on the planet.
Yeah. And then you work out that you can probably work your way around any sort of situation.
Correct.
But another thing as well is, like, if you've got a role and you've got a person in there and that person is not performing. Personally, I've never not performed in a role. I've hated roles I've had, but I've never been like, oh my God, I'm going to get fired. But I would imagine that. Have you ever been fired?
No.
Yeah. So I would imagine that if that's your case and you're going in and you're panicked every day, think about what you're putting that person through. You know what I mean? They're going into work knowing they're not performing, knowing that they don't like their job, knowing that their boss probably hates them because the output's not there. That you're making that person live in that state full time because you don't have the courage to have a conversation that's a little bit uncomfortable.
That's a different way to look at it, isn't it?
It's like,
But very, very valid.
yeah, and you think you're a good person for keeping them on. No, you're not. You're not a good person for keeping
Yeah,
them.
you're
You're
not serving
holding this person in a, it's not serving them. It's not serving you. It's like move them and they're probably going to find their dream job next.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like your thing is like, hey, this is not a place for you, but I'm going to free bird.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Let the bird fly. And hopefully they work their shit out. But it's no longer your problem anymore. But you holding them there and making them feel like there's a place for them when there isn't, I think that's a big mistake. And I always look at it like that and think, okay, we're not serving this person anymore. Like, it's just, no one's winning. Doing a shit job. We're holding you here. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
It's lose-lose. And
Absolutely.
I'm all about win-win.
Collaboration.
100%.
So what would you do now? So, okay, we've been on the top. Ultimately, what we're circling around is culture within your organization.
Yeah,
That's what it
I
is.
think
That's what
culture
it's
is
all about that. And that's what we're trying to get out of everyone. How do we establish that culture so that it's a place where people enjoy coming? Because ultimately, you're going to spend, as an employee, as a business owner, you're going to spend the majority of your life at work. Imagine hating going to work every single day. And I'm sure there's people listening to this that hate their fucking job.
Of course.
I'm sure there's people that listening to this that do not enjoy going to work every single day. What a fucking disaster of a life to be living.
Horrible.
Every day you hate it. You
Yeah, it's
live
like
for the weekend.
you hate most of
You get
your
to
life.
Friday afternoon and you're like, how good is it? The weekend.
Yeah. That's
And
when
then you get to Sunday night and you're like, fuck,
your shit's broken.
shit's broken.
You're living most of your life in agony, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in doing
That's a
something
lie.
you hate. It's
And
horrible.
they're like, oh, it's I've got bills to pay. Like, but why can't you pay those bills doing something you at least enjoy or at least get more enjoyment of? You don't borderline hate. Oh, it's all I know how to do. That's a limiting
people
belief.
like that,
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And they would claim that they like their role. Like I was saying before, they claim that they would like their role. And it's like, you can't like this. Like, not in the sense of they're missing what they like out of it. Like, I'll give you an example. I got a friend who does bench tops.
Yeah.
I say friend if he listens to this. He'll know who he is if he's listening. Anyway, he does bench tops. Like, does some cool work. I think I worked with him at one point in my life, like for 2 months or something. I was in between jobs, and I thought it was the lowest job ever. Like the lowest. I was like, "What is, dude? You're wet. You're dirty. You're carrying, breathing in dust. You're gonna get silicosis. You work insane hours, and you carry this fucking like bench tops that weigh so much, dude. Like this is not good for you in any way, shape, or form. The glue smells like death. Do you know what I mean? Like everything about it is bad. And he says that he loves it. And he'll finish, and I've seen him like finish a bench top and say, look at this, bro, it's perfect. And I get it. You don't like bench tops. You like completing shit.
You like the result.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You don't give a fuck about stone.
Yeah.
No one's born since they're marble. Like, he doesn't care about the stone, but he doesn't understand that what he likes is the finished product. He would probably like become a panel beater, for example. Same sort of thing. You finish a coat of paint. Oh, wow, look at that. You know what I mean? He likes that part.
Yeah, and there's a true sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, I can resonate with that. Like, I like the feeling of finishing something.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I do every day. Right? Well, you get ours. It goes for 12 months or more, where you're working, and then one day you step back and wow, there's a house. Look at this thing that we're so proud of, that we're building, that we've built, that we've gone through the hard times, the good times. We've got something we can stand back and that we're proud of. But the actual process of building is stressful. Process, like the time frames, deadlines, money, budget, like there's so many moving parts, dealing with people, as we said before. There's so many moving
That's what I'm
parts.
saying. Like, how can you like, not to say that you hate what you do, but like, how can you like the actual building? Like, you like something that you get from it.
Yeah.
Not if I said, okay, cool, just go and like people. Another one is like video editing. Like, you like the finished product.
Yeah.
You like I made this from this. You know what I mean? You like the completion part. If I said, go edit this podcast every single day over and over and over again, you'd be over it.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, I'm not getting the satisfaction of seeing a finished product.
Going back onto content, like I'm similar. Like I often will go out with Iggy and he'll like, okay, I need you to do this. I need you to do this. I need you to throw this piece of timber up. I need you to headbutt the wall. And I do these things. I don't like the process of doing that. Okay. But the actual filming aspect of it. But when I see him put that shit together, and I'm like,
you're like,
that
I got
is
this finished product,
sick.
yeah.
How did you do that? You zoomed in my ear and now I'm on a phone and now I'm out of space and now I've got a building coming out of the ground. Like, how did you do that shit? That's cool. That gets me pumped up and I want to share it. I want to tell my parents. I just want to go to a random on the street, go, hey, look at this. He's like, don't touch me.
Yeah. I think, it's disconnecting between what you actually like and the thing that you're doing. And I think most people can't do that. And they'll convince themselves, I like this job.
Yeah.
No, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be a builder. I've always wanted to, like people would say, oh man, I just love social media. And it's like, you don't, bro. Like, you don't. What do you love about it? Well, go kiss Zuckerberg if you love it so much. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. I just love it. Like, it's like, you lack awareness, my friend.
Yes.
Come here.
Come here.
Slap
Come
it.
on. Listen to the pod. Listen to this. Come here, press that red button and subscribe.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, you get some awareness.
Last time.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.